Fellas, today we're doing an AirRaid breakdown. Is Larry and Roger our bubble pedal screen and Salt and Pepper our running back quick screen. We use these screens all the way from 8U all the way through high school. So we're going to do a quick breakdown and then we're going to do cut-ups all the way through all levels, and it's starting right now. Okay, thanks for joining us on this whistle.com exclusive, and comment below afterward if you have any questions, comments, or anything that's on your mind. Let's keep the conversation. Okay, as you can see, we are in our 2x2 set here, and this is Larry and Roger at the same time. You may be noticing that we do have our GT counterplay as a part of this blocking scheme, which is absolutely the case. I'm going to try to leave the GT conversation for that breakdown and film cut-ups. We will focus on the Larry and Roger quick screens out of this, but please do understand that we absolutely pair them together. Sometimes we let the quarterbacks count the perimeter numbers. If we have more receivers than defenders, we'll throw it. If they're equal defenders or more defenders, obviously, we're going to go ahead and run the ball, run the GT counter. The receivers, no matter what is called, they will run our bubble or pedal screens. And the offensive line and running backs will run GT counter. Again, no matter what is called on the field, both actions are going on. And this way we can be nimble. There are definitely times that we want to just call counter, or we just want to call Larry or Roger. And we do that in the game by making certain calls. I just keep it simple. And if I really want to run counter, or Larry or Roger, we just say lock at the end of it, and they will lock the play in and not do the numbers count. But again, we're trying to keep it real simple for these younger kids. All right, so let's start with it out of 2x2. This play may be the best representation of the AirRaid mission statement, getting your best athletes the ball in space. And while we're on this opening formation, I do want to talk about roles and responsibilities, the quarterback in particular. Okay, so this is a 0-step drop. We do not care about the laces. In fact, we teach them to get comfortable without throwing with the laces. They just need to really understand the urgency of getting the ball quickly and then getting it out of their hands as quickly as possible. We talk a lot about baseball and turning the double play. You can't emphasize enough with these quarterbacks that the ball needs to be out of their hand as quickly as possible and in the hands of that slot receiver. Obviously, people will be converging on that bubble runner, and we need to get the ball in their hands as soon as possible. This is not natural for a lot of kids, and even after running our orbit drill and running it to death, we still see quarterbacks taking their sweet time getting the ball out. So you're not going to be able to say this one time and it's not going to sink in the first time. It might not sink in the first 30 times, but this needs to be a huge point of emphasis for this play to work. And it does work as long as they do that. I am going to put a link on your screen right now of the orbit drill in which we teach the blocking, teach the route running, and really emphasize with the quarterbacks how quickly they need to get this ball out. So it really reps all parts of this play. Another key coaching point is with these bubble runners, in this scenario is the H and the Y. When they get the ball, their directive is to make one cut and get upfield and go, not to continue going horizontally, but as all of our plays, getting as many yards as possible is the key. And typically in this scenario, they're going to need to see a lane, make a cut, and just get upfield as quickly as possible. As you can see, obviously we're running GT counter in the middle, but essentially the inside receivers, H and Y on your screen, are running their bubble or pedal screen, whichever they're more comfortable with. And the L and the R are blocking most dangerous. And 9 times out of 10, that will be the cornerback that is lined up on them. Early, our 3x1 set to the right. You can see the same action happening on the right side. It is Roger, so we are doing the screen to the right. The H is the one that's running the bubble or the pedal, and Y and R are blocking most dangerous. Some people have the Y and the R cross blocking, where the R would come down on the SAM and the Y would go out on the corner. We've done that in the past. These younger kids in middle school and below found that it's caused a little bit confusion. We just have them block most dangerous. In the high school, we can kind of play with that, but essentially, for the younger levels, we like to just keep it most dangerous defender. Another way I want to show this to you is out of blue, our 2-back set. It is pretty nasty. People do not expect this out of this set. And if your players are smart enough, if you want the Y to kind of be back a little bit so he can get that bubble on the run, they just have to be smart enough to make that adjustment on the fly. But essentially, we can do it out of 2-back. It's basically just like open, but with 2-backs, they're not expecting it as often, I've come to find. And the last way I want to show you this play is out of star, our empty set with 3 receivers to the right. This is pretty nasty to get into, and it's pretty great because, you don't have to worry about blocking for too awfully long. The quarterback getting the ball out very quickly. You don't have to worry about the tickable pass pro, but you're still spreading the field. And so it's a pretty nasty look, even if you're not planning on throwing downfield. Let's get into the next version of quick screens. This is our running back quick screen that we call salt and pepper. Salt to the left, pepper to the right. Another time I stole something from Coach Salas. Okay, so as you can see, the running back, the F, will go in motion. The majority of the time, he does do it out of some type of motion. This would be orbit motion. Get behind those 3 blockers on the right-hand side and really just catching the ball heading downhill. Another way that we run this is out of our 2-back set, and it's a little bit harder for the defense to kind of pick up with their eyes, especially if we run counter out of this formation like we always do quite a bit. So in this scenario, he would put in green. He would put H in the orbit motion. F would cross the quarterback's face as he's turning and throwing to the H. Again, that's going to mess with the linebackers a little bit. All we need is to get them to pause, just hesitate just a second, and that will help the H catch the ball and head upfield. Receivers are, of course, blocking most dangerous. And the last look I want to show you this out of is our star. It is essentially the same as early, as you probably noticed, but now the F is coming from the slot. Again, we are just taxing this defense, making sure that they have to spread out and cover everybody. But again, just like all of our plays, it's the same play 3 different ways. We just run it with different formations and different looks, and the defense has a hard time understanding what's happening when we do. But the same thing, we'll put them in motion, orbit motion, and get them off to the races. I also want to make a point that this is a extremely nasty play from the green zone going in, about 10 yards going in. As you can see on this diagram, it is actually the way we drew it up, 10 yards going in with this running back coming downhill the way he does. It's extremely hard to stop him. Seconds left in the game. That's number
7.
There's a flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
I don't know. Anything on an onside.
Okay, Tuba with the ball. Number 1 with the pass, Josie. Pass number 29.
Touchdown, T-Birds. Oh my God. What are we waiting on? Too high. Rescue.
Apollo Ski. I lived off that wall. Kind of convenient, but I stay at my buddy's house at Walt. Down the street.
ahead of time period.
My man Jefferson out there.
Number 18, Ridley. He goes all the way. Touchdown, House. First and 10, Cal Franks from the Warrior 36.
First and 10, Cal Franks. Go! Tom! Read it! Read it! Tom. Number 8 to number 9, pass complete, 24.
All right. Hopefully those clips were helpful. Feel free to go back and watch them anytime you wish. Otherwise, please, 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 below at the bottom of the article, you can put comments and keep the conversation and start conversations about this play. You can please like the article so it rises up on Google, and make sure you are sharing with any AirRaid coaches that may have interest. All right. Thanks again. Appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next one, fellas.